It's the March on the beat.
Right, man. What's up? Let's get to it, man.
Let's do it.
What up, world? Welcome to another episode of R.M.T. That's Real Men Talk. It's your boy, Stan the Man. I got my boy EIG in the building.
What up? What up, y'all? We back again. What's good?
Oh, yeah. And we coming again to y'all with another conversation piece. You know, that conversation you have around the barbecue grill, at the
Mm-hmm.
barbershop. That
Mm-hmm.
conversation that everybody want to have, but is afraid to talk about. So we want to bring y'all in today to, come into the conversation and conversate with us for a little bit on RMT. So before we even get started and get into that conversation, I want to give a couple of shout outs, man. And before I get shout outs, man, I'm gonna let EI get some shout outs first, man, before I get to
Hey,
it. Because
appreciate that, my brother. Hey,
yes, sir.
shout out to everybody, man. First off, the shout out got to go to the listeners, and the viewers and any contribution, comment, any likes, all that. Hey, shout out to y'all first and foremost. But on today's shout out list, man, I want to shout my grandmother out, man. I want to shout my grandmother out. I want to shout anybody's grandmother out, man. Anybody that's still got grandparents living, grandfathers on both sides, in-laws, man, show them love while they still here. So shout out to my grandmothers that are here and those that are gone. And just, hey, man, keep the love going with the elders, man. That's what I say. So shout out to grandparents, man.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to all the grandparents. And I also want to say this, man, shout out to everybody that's spending quality time with their family members. And even if y'all might be into it or something might have a rift between the family right now, it's
Mhm.
always good to work through things and bring together because you never know what's gonna happen. So don't just let a gathering be for a funeral or if something bad happens. Let those gatherings be for something that's a celebration, graduation, something other than that to bring the family together so we can see each other and celebrate each other. All right. So yeah, man. Before let's go ahead and get into the proceeding this evening, man.
Let's do
So
it. Let's do it.
on today, we gonna talk about insufficient funds. Yes,
Ooh.
sir.
Ooh.
Insufficient funds. And I'm gonna go here real quick. Insufficient funds is the status of a checking account that does not have enough money to cover all transactions. Let me say that again. It's the
Break it down.
status of a checking account that
Come
does
on.
not have enough money to cover all transactions. Okay.
I'm
So,
with you.
with that being said, in your life, in different areas, are you insufficient in funds in certain areas in your life? And what I say that, are you giving out more love than what you bringing in, that you
Mm,
accepting, that you taking in?
mm.
And even when it's insufficient funds, it's a thing that they got that backs up the insufficient funds. And that's if you got overdraft protection.
Right,
So if you
right.
got if you have insufficient funds in your account, if it's in your life, they got something to back it up. It's called overdraft protection. And the overdraft protection is when you take out too much money,
Well,
put your bank account in negatives, then they charge you a fee to let that transaction go through. So let me give you an example. So just say if it's a purchase for $100, right?
mm-hmm.
They'll let you spend that $100, even though your account says zero. They'll let you spend that $100. Take your account into a negative $100, then tack on an additional fee. Usually be like $35 or more. So now
Mm.
you're in the hole for $135. So they let the transaction go through, but you still in the negative.
Right.
So since we talking about that, you like, okay, man, you talking about this banking. How does this affect my life? I want
Mm-hmm.
to know today, how do you let people come into your life, take away from your life, and you try to make up for it, and you end up being in the negative, trying to overdraft, overdo on your end to help other people out? So before I get too far, man, I want to bring EI into this, man. And EI, man, just give me your thoughts about, just insufficient funds today, man.
Man, hey, I definitely then experienced insufficient funds, literally too. So,
Right,
uh,
right,
but on a bigger note, man, I look at family. A lot of the times with family, we're expected to do things, right? If you're the
right.
oldest, or you are always the strong one, or you're this, or you the
Hmm.
last child, so oh, my family, you don't want to make people mad. You want to go, you want to do, you want to provide, you want to live up to the names, the expectation, but you draining yourself, and draining yourself to where you really can't even enjoy them. You can't enjoy your own life, because you're so drained from trying to do and trying to be. And that's what I look at with that insufficient funds kind of analogy, man. How can I be a better mother when I'm worn out, when that mother is depleted from being so many other things and
Right.
pleasing so many other people, and all of that craziness that we all do and we all guilty of. But
Hmm.
we got to take that, we got to have ourselves straight first. You got to be able to understand that, hey, I don't really have the funds for that. I can't afford to just let you come eat at my house every day. You family, but maybe I got a family over here. I got to have the funds. You got to have the capacity, and we have to know that. Sometimes we got to say no to family members. Sometimes we got to say no to loved ones that expect things that we're not capable of really doing. I don't want to go in the hole trying to pay you. If you need 100 and I got 75, it just don't add up for me to go out my way and do that. Not that I'm a selfish person, but you do need to be selfish in a sense. So that's how I kind of see that insufficient funds analogy, man, with us just getting taken from and not really making sure that we're good, man.
Right, man. I I equate the insufficient funds to overextending yourself.
Mm,
That's what I equate it to,
right,
overextending yourself. And when you overextend yourself in any situation, it's gonna cause effect to you and nobody else.
yep,
So if even if I'm in a relationship, if I continue to love more, I continue to give more, if I continue
right,
to be the person that's reaching out, be the person that's really caring, be the person that's trying to make the relationship work, and the other
right,
person is not trying to do those things. I'm overextending myself. I'm study taking out and not putting anything inside of me. And so when I continue to overextend, I'm going to hurt myself mentally. I can hurt myself
mhm,
physically, and I can hurt myself financially. And that'll put me in a hole that I don't want to be in, that I eventually have to climb out. And some people never climb out of it. And
man,
so I would say, if you in the area where you overextending yourself, in insufficient funds, I would say it's two type of people that I think that come into your life. You got
okay.
people that deposit, and you got people that do the withdrawal.
Oh yeah,
And so you need to figure out who depositing and who withdrawing.
that's good,
Because
man.
for one, the first person that need to put deposits inside of your account is going to be yourself. You need to deposit those days of joy, those times of
Yeah,
love, that encouragement. You have to put those deposits daily into yourself.
mm-hmm.
And you can't find anybody else to make a better deposit into account for you.
Mm. Mm.
So once you
Okay.
start making those deposits into yourself, and don't get me wrong, because a lot of people be like, well, why are you doing all this for yourself, doing all this for self? Why, when do God come into effect? I'm gonna
Yeah,
put it like this: if you don't take care of your temple, God cannot deposit anything inside of you. If you
hmm.
insufficient, if you if that account is in the negative, even if he
Hmm.
do put something in there,
Hmm.
okay, just say your account is a negative $200,
Yeah,
and say God want to put 150 in there. He drop 150 in there, you still in the negative $50. You
Mm-hmm.
still in the negative. But just say that I've been putting $10 here of joy, $10 of happiness, $10 of encouragement, you know. And so I got my bank account I at least got $20 in there now. So now God said, let me drop this 150 in there. Now I
Yeah.
got $170. Now he got something to build off of, because
Mm-hmm.
God can't force you to be happy. He can't force you to have joy. He can't force you to be encouraged. He can't force those things upon you. It's something that you, when he bring it to you, you got to be willing to accept it. Once you're
Yeah.
willing to accept it and you start putting it into you, then it start coming from the outer, because it's depositing the inside, then it gonna show on the outside, man. And
Man.
so that's just on deposit. Now, the other person I talked about with the withdrawal. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you got certain people that go to the bank, man, they gotta go get this, they gotta go this, they gotta do this. And that's
Right.
what people come to you. They know they can get everything from you. They know they
Mm-hmm.
can get that conversation, they can talk your ear off. They know they can get laughter from you. They know they can get encouragement from you. They know they can get
Mm-hmm.
money from you. They know they can get love from you. They know they can take all those things and they run away. They don't
Yeah.
bring you nothing. Only time they come to see you is to take away.
Mm.
Only time. They never deposit anything inside of you. Nothing. They're not even going to help you go somewhere to get some deposit. And you just say that we hanging out, we cool or whatever, and they be like, you know what, man? You know what? Let me get you some dinner, man. You know, you've been doing this for
Yeah.
me, man, and been listening to me and encouraging me. Let me just buy you something to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Yeah.
get you a burger and a fry on me.
Right.
You
Right.
know, let me
Right.
get you a burger and a fry. At
Hey.
least do something like that, because
Right.
those people will continue to withdraw. And when you in the negative, when you know overextended yourself, when you insufficient funds, then they take off and leave, and they not putting anything back in to get you back whole. But once you back whole, here they come again, and you
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to make a decision on cutting the people off that get all the withdrawals, and make sure you bringing people in that deposit something into your life. So, man,
That's
yeah,
good.
man, I don't went, I don't went off
No.
a little bit,
No, you
I
good.
went a little
Hey,
longer than I usually
keep
go, but
keep that coming, man. Keep that
I
coming,
want
man.
to bring you in, man, and get your thoughts on what I just said about, the deposits and the withdrawals of people, man.
Yeah, man. Man, you said it so well, man. We got to identify and know who those people are. Some people that we don't want to see as somebody that's withdrawing from us
Mm-hmm.
is withdrawing, but because we put them in on a pedestal, maybe we look up to them. Maybe they raised us. Maybe they're a close friend. And the reality of it is we don't see that. We don't see that someone is taken
Mm-hmm.
from us. You see that that's not somebody that's helping build, somebody that's helping you grow, somebody that's going in the same direction of you. And we have to notice that. We have to just open our eyes. We don't have to go around with a detective glass and being on the defense all the time, but
Right.
we need to be aware enough to know what's not working for us. There are some relationships that are toxic,
Mm-hmm.
and we know they're toxic, but we just don't really want to face it. That's why it's hard for us sometimes to leave. It's hard for us to say no to family just because, hey, we don't want to look at the truth of it, that they may be taking a withdrawal out,
Mm.
and we're blinded by the relationship or the title or the dynamic that we have, man. And it's understandable, we all go through it, and that's hard. But
Right.
man, we have to know that you have to, once you can determine who somebody is to you, you can
Mm-hmm.
see, hey, are they an asset, or are they a liability? Are they,
Mm.
is it a plus for me? Is it a minus for me?
Mm-hmm.
And when you weigh it out that way, it's simple and plain. If it's a negative, we need to get rid of it. However
Right.
you got to do it, whatever channel you got to take, we have to cut it off. And there's people that are making deposits in our life that we sometimes turn away. We don't want to hear that, or we
Mm-hmm.
feel bad because, oh, I feel like you attacking me or you judging me. So, man, so many ways that goes, but that we need to know the people that we need in our life. You know, if you got somebody that's always speaking positive to you when you don't want to hear it, hey, that's a person to keep around. That's a person to, you know, deal with. Somebody that's never got nothing good from it. Man, you know, we just need to
Right.
use common sense, open our eyes, and determine who's making a withdrawal, who's making a deposit, and from there we'll know what to do, man. So
Mhm.
that's my take on that, man. But you said it
Right.
all, brother.
Oh yeah, man. That's good. And one thing that I wanted to kind of move in that direction was like you said that two things that could kind of stood out to me was that the person that's doing it might be somebody that you love, somebody that you care about. And so, man, I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of somebody you know raised, somebody you know looked up to, and sometimes people abuse that authority. I ain't gonna say not authority. They abuse that influence that they have
Mhm.
over your life. And
Right.
so they abuse that because if you are inspired by somebody and you look up to them,
Hmm.
it can be a certain level of willingness that you can give to them that you're willing to do this, you're willing to do that without any question because of the belief and the faith that you have in that person. So sometimes you can go into a situation and be green, be blind going into it because you look at that person a different way than you look at everybody else.
Hmm. Yep.
And when that person don't guide you in the right direction, or that person mess you over with money, or mess you over with your heart or what you thought about them,
Yeah.
then that's a time that you could stay in a hurt place. But then that's also a time that you can learn. You
Yeah.
can learn and build from that space because I hate to say this, but a lot of times hurt and pain comes with growth. You know, hurt and
Mhm.
pain comes with growth. And I hate to say that. And I say this about myself is that I'm very competitive. And I had recently ran a 5K. I ran two this year. So the first one that I ran, you know, it was like 49 minutes and some change. And so I felt bad about myself. I said, you know what, man? The next one I ran, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do this. And so I went out, I trained for a little while, and then I got up to like it was like 39 minutes. So I cut it by 10 minutes. But you know what? It's something that's still burning inside of me because I haven't won a race. Like
Mm.
it's pushing me to the point that man, I gotta save in my phone that when I wake up in the morning, I look at that. If I don't want to go to the gym, if I don't want to work out, man, I look at that and it burns me in my soul that you know say one of the whole
Mm.
race.
Man, that's
You
good,
know,
man.
it burns a hole inside of me. And so sometimes those lessons of what people did to you, I'm not saying to make you bitter or to make you mad or nothing like that. But if it's
Mhm.
something that inspires you to push you to the next level, to when you don't want to go work out, when you don't want to work on your business, when you don't want to go to work, when you don't want to deal with these people in
Mhm.
at your job, when you don't want to deal with your friends and family, when everybody don't believe in what you even can do, you got that
Right.
one thing inside of you that you can look in and drive you to the next level where you don't need that encouragement because truth be told, God is not going to be with you every day encouraging you. He got other people to deal with. He got angels. He got the whole world. A lot of people sit up here and lie to you and be like, God gonna be with you every day. He gonna take care of everything. He gonna encourage you. He gonna make you happy. That's a lie. People are lying to you. The reason he give you the Bible, the reason he give you instruction, the reason you got all that is so you can use that in your time when he helping somebody else. He can be there, don't get me wrong, but when he
Yeah.
helping somebody else or blessing somebody that really need that blessing, like you
Hmm.
ain't got cancer, one of your legs ain't cut off, you know,
Hmm.
you ain't got no sick baby in the hospital or nothing like that. But if you in good health, man, what why he gotta come to you? Man, encourage yourself. You've been reading, you've been
Yeah.
studying. What you doing all that for? If you can't reach down and grab none of that and inspire yourself, fill
Man.
yourself back up and put them deposits back into you. Why even do it? You know? But man, I'm a yeah, go ahead, man. I kind of got off course there, man. You know,
Man, hey,
I kind of got off course, man. I started thinking about something else and got kind of worked up, but
man, when
yeah,
you
get
feel
back
it,
in there, man.
when you feel it, when you feel it, man.
Yeah, get
But
back in there, man. Get
but
back
yeah,
in there,
man,
man.
it's really, it's really a good conversation to have, though. A good
Right.
conversation to have with each other, with ourselves, hey, looking at how we are hurts sometimes. When we see our messed up ways, that hurts. They don't feel good, or if somebody call it out, or somebody did something that, strikes a chord with us about that. And
Mhm.
us looking at ourselves hurts. But like you said, man, that comes with growth. That pain comes with growth. Man, knowing what to cut off in your life and what to keep in your life, man, that's the recipe. If I know what things I don't need to do, what things work for me and what things don't work, man, life is just, I feel like, easy to navigate through, even with bad things happening, with good
Mhm.
things happening. You know what I mean? We know what to do. And like you said, there's a lot of times that people can get very religious and, hey, praying and wishing and hoping, that something change and that God work a miracle out, right? But
Mhm.
like you said, there's some things that we don't want to do that we can do ourselves. I need to
Yep.
look at what I'm doing and who's in my life that doesn't need to be there. That's a job of my own, man. Me praying that it's just gonna magically change, I got to do the work. So you wasn't going off track at all, brother. Us looking at it, us looking at
Mhm.
ourselves is hard, and the easy thing to do is to put it off on a prayer and to push it off on God to work something when we
Yep.
got to do the work, man. We got to see what works for us. We got to make sure that we're okay, and make sure that, if I'm not strong enough, how am I going to carry my brother on?
Yep.
How am I going to be there for something? We want to be there for loved ones, but if I don't got the fuel, if I don't got the funds, how can I help?
Okay.
So,
You can't, man.
man,
And I just, man, I remember, you know, let me make sure I got the movie right.
get it right, Doc.
Uh, yeah, the Will Smith movie, man, Pursuit of Happiness, right?
Hmm.
And so
Okay.
at the end of the movie, it's going off, and his son is telling the story.
Hmm.
And so his son is telling the story. He said it was a man, and I'm paraphrasing, so it might be a
Hmm.
little bit different, but it said it was a man that was on the roof. It was flood, and he
Okay.
said that he was on the roof. It was flood, and he was stranded. And so he
Okay.
said a man came by in a boat. He said, "You need some help?" He's like, "Nah, I'm waiting on God." He said, "Okay." Then a man with a helicopter came by. He said, "You need some help?" He said, I'm waiting on God." Right. So the
Mm.
man ended up drowning and going to heaven. So when he got to heaven, he went up and asked God. He said, "God, why you ain't help me?" He said, "I did. I sent you a boat and I sent you a helicopter." You know what I'm saying? So
Man,
I just said that to say this, man. He sent us things to help us out. It's just, are we willing to put in the effort? I think a lot of people forget about that part, man. And that's something that that that
mhm.
that's something that's different from just praying and I'm manifesting. I'm speaking it to existence.
Right,
A lot of
right.
people, I'm speaking it to existence, but you don't do nothing. You
Mm.
don't you don't do nothing. And I know I go back to this a lot, but I just seen it manifest in my eyes with that when we started this podcast, man.
Hmm.
Like, this started from an idea, from us passing the
Hmm.
phone back and forth to each other,
Yeah,
to you remember me talking. I said, "Man, this gonna turn into this gonna turn into that." You remember me saying that, right?
right,
But
right. No
me and
doubt.
you, after we get off of here, after we record, we get off here and we get to talking. I said, "Man, this gonna be this. This gonna be this. We're gonna do this, do this." It didn't come from just me talking. It come from when I logged off, I'm doing research. I'm looking this up,
Yeah.
figuring out how to do this. I might have to save a few pennies to get a better mic. Might have to save a few pennies to get a camera. Might have to save a few pennies to download, learn this or do this,
Yeah.
spend a few hours knowing how to do this, do that. Me and you talking. Hey man, how can I do this better? How can I do that better? But it wasn't me just praying to God and saying, God, bless the podcast. And I don't ever get on here, record. I don't ever do nothing for him to
Man,
bless, man. You see what I'm
man.
saying?
Yes, sir. We gotta give him
So
something to work with, man.
give them something to work with, man. Please.
Yeah, man.
But man,
Yeah.
let me I would get off. Man, listen, I'm finna get off the interstate because I've been driving too fast anyway. Let this top back, man. Let my windows down. Make this turn over to EI's corner.
Yo. I want to thank y'all for coming back for another round here with your boy on EI's corner, man. So, appreciate that transition there, Stan. Hey, you handed that off so elegantly, man. But I got to do what I always do, and we got to pay due. We got to pay respect to the nation of black and yellow, Steelers, you know what I mean? Let's go. If you're listening out there, God bless you. Keep the faith. It's ugly, but keep the faith. So
you definitely got some faith, bro.
No. See, I told the producers to cut
faith,
your mic off.
Faith of a mustard seed, and that's what you gotta do that.
I told the producers to cut your mic off after I talk about the Steelers, man, because I knew this was gonna happen.
Oh,
but anyway, man, let us get to real business here. Real business, man. I want to thank y'all, for stopping back in with your boy. We're gonna talk a little bit about nothing, man. Maybe something in the news, maybe not. I do want to give a shout out to Brittany Griner making it back to the U.S.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, that's a crazy situation, bro. Like, to imagine being over there.
Yeah.
I hadn't done a lot of reading on it, so I can't speak much on it. But man, that had to have been rough. And we swapped the prisoner for it. I mean, you feel good about that, man? Do you think?
I didn't know. I didn't know you can put trades up.
Man,
I didn't know.
A few draft picks, man.
I didn't know you can put draft. I didn't know. We're gonna do a double homicide. I didn't know, man. But now I see. But yeah, man. All jokes aside, man, I'm glad she home though, for real.
Yeah, man. So shout out to the Griner family, from R.M.T, man. Glad that a loved one is back. No matter how wrong, right? We're not here to judge. That's not our place. Man, we just want to celebrate the good things. So shout out right there. And shout out to the class of 2023 that's coming up. Anybody that's in school right now, and 2023, you're going to be graduating. I want to encourage you, keep going. Do you, be you, live your life. Enjoy it. Don't stress over things too long. You know what I mean? If something bothering you, that's cool, but we got to get over it. You feel me, Stan?
Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that. Yep.
So shout out to the young ones that's doing it, work them finals out, do that hard work, and, pursue you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, outside of that, man, I just want to give a shout out to my bro, Stan the Man, Doc. Hey, hardest working man I know, man. Hey, you keep it going, man. So do what you do. Man, encourage you, man. Let you know I see you and I'm rocking with you, Doc.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it for the corner, man. Thank y'all this round.
Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, man, as always, y'all can catch us on all our platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Anchor, Apple, Spotify, also on Google Podcasts as well. Real Men Talk Podcast every Thursday. We dropping some heat every Thursday, regardless if it's Christmas, New Year's, any holiday. You can still tune in before you go eat your turkey and dressing or unwrap your presents, whatever. Pop fireworks, firecrackers, anything.
Come on.
You can tune into that Real Men Talk Podcast because it's coming, baby. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, and we're going to wrap it up like that, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.